Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. It's great to be here this week again, and it's great to have you all with me. Thank you so much for joining me, whether or not you're joining live, watching the replay, or watching over on my YouTube channel later on. If you are joining me live, feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from if this is your first time watching. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment as well. I always go back and check all of those comments. So if you like what you see today, I would really appreciate some thumbs up or some hearts. That would be lovely. Thank you so much. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, then feel free to subscribe if you like what you are seeing. And if you haven't already subscribed, you'll find the subscribe button down on the bottom right hand corner. And as you click on subscribe, you'll see a little bell icon there too. You can click on that bell and then decide how you would like to be notified when I upload videos. So be sure to do that. And if you're not already following me on my Facebook business page, then please do that as well. Go to the top of the page, click on like and follow, and that would be awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so while everybody is jumping on, I'm just going to bring this up on my iPad and my computer so that I can see all of your comments there. So bear with me while I just do that, and we'll get that all happening. There we go. Okay, so that's my iPad running, and let's get the computer up and running. The computer's over to my right, so I'll just turn that off. There we go, and I'll just bring that up if I can. There we go, and I need to mute. Got it. Good. Okay. Yeah, I have it over on the other desk at the moment because I needed maximum space here on my craft desk today. So I popped it over there. I'm sorry that I was running a little bit late today. So I was having some technical difficulties. They're all ironed out now, so I think we're all good. And but yes, they always hold me up, and they always seem to happen at the very wrong moment. It's like when I used to work at the preschool. Whenever I would be packing down for the day and be trying to shut down my computer, it always wanted to do updates or something crazy like right at that time. I'm like, no, I've got to go, I've got to get home. So yeah, always the wrong time, isn't it, when the computer decides to do funny things. So anyway, all good. We're here now, so that is awesome. Hey Megan, great to have you here. How are you? Only a week to go and you'll be in LA. Oh my goodness, that has come around so quick. Let me just adjust my chair here for a sec. That's come around really fast, Megan. It seemed like months away not long ago. So, oh, that's super exciting. Fantastic. So how was your weekend, everyone? Let me know how your weekend was. I had a lovely day on Saturday with my team members, actually. We had a craft and chat team get together, and we just brought along our projects and just crafted on our own projects together while we chatted and sipped on our tea and coffee and snacked away. It was lovely. It was a really lovely, relaxed afternoon, and I got a few cards made, which was good. And then I went on to create some more after that. So I think I made 7 cards over the weekend, which is amazing. I never normally make that many in one go. So yeah, so that was really lovely. We had a lovely afternoon, so it was fantastic. Weather was beautiful yesterday. Hubby was out in the yard, out in the garden, trimming back our peach tree, actually, ready for the new season. And so we went out there and spent a bit of time out there with our puppy, and yeah, it was a beautiful day in the sun. So yeah, that was really nice. So yeah, lovely weekend was had. So all right, so let me jump into a few things that are happening. So as most of you will already know, Stampin' Up! Currently has Celebration running, and we have the original, so you know what, I didn't even grab out, I was so flustered by the computer issues that I didn't even grab out my catalogue. So let me scoot on over and I'll grab my catalogues. How could I forget my catalogues? Oh, that's what happens when things go awry at the last moment. It throws you for a six. All right, so as I was saying, most of you know that we have Celebration running at the moment. For those of you that may not know, let me explain to you about Celebration. So Celebration started on the 1st of July. It's running until the 31st of August, so we haven't got long left. So today is the 22nd of August. So we've only got just a week and a half left of Celebration. So during Celebration, with qualifying orders, you can choose free product, which is super exciting. So we have a brochure here, the Celebration brochure, and with orders of $90 or multiples of $90, you can choose free items from the Celebration brochure. Let me move this way a little bit. Now, not only that, and there's lots of lovely things in there. There's stamp sets, there's dies, there's paper, designer series paper, beautiful, beautiful products in there. And we've played with some of those over the last couple of months while Celebration has been running. If you haven't seen them, feel free to either go to my YouTube channel, or you can have a look here on my Facebook group and look over my videos from the last few months, and you'll see some of those Celebration items used. Not only that, but Stampin' Up! Has also added, on the 2nd of August, they added some additional products, and these were from the mini catalogue and also the annual catalogue, and you can redeem these for free or choose these for free with qualifying orders. So there's items there for if you're spending $90, then you can choose one of these ones with the yellow dots for free, or if you're spending $180, you can either choose to decide to choose 2 of those items, or you can choose one of the ones with the green dots. Well, actually, I think it's mint macaron. With the mint macaron dots, which is the greeny color, for those of you who aren't familiar with Stampin' Up! Colors, you can choose those with orders of $180. So there's lots of things to choose from. So there's those ones, and then there's these ones as well. So yeah, so if you're shopping in the online store, and if you're shopping in my store, my online store, these will pop up for you once you reach those qualifying orders, and you'll go through to the register, and once you've put in all of your items that you're purchasing, then you go through to the register, and the selections will all pop up there for you. If yeah, and then you can choose from there which ones you would like, which is super awesome. Now I'm heating up already. Let me flick off. I've actually got my slippers on. So I'm going to flick off my slippers. Because, you know, that's what you do when you're at home, isn't it? You wear your slippers all day. I only put my shoes on when I need to walk out the door. Yeah, so that's what's happening with Celebration. Now, not only that, but during Celebration, Stampin' Up! Has an awesome join offer as well. So if you would like to get a 20% discount, or you can build that up to 25% over time as well, 20 to 25% discount on all of your Stampin' Up! Products, as well as join a fun crafting community, then feel free to ask me about joining my team. It's only $169 to purchase the starter kit, and in that starter kit you can pop in any current product that you like from the annual catalogue, the mini catalogue, products that are only available in the online store. So you pop all of those things into your starter kit up to the value of $235, but you still only pay $169. So you're already getting $66 worth of product for free. Plus you get free shipping on that starter kit. And then you will, from there on, you will get your 20 to 25% discount on all of your Stampin' Up! Products, which is awesome. Now, there is no pressure to sell product. So if you want to just purchase the products for yourself, you can be a happy discount shopper, and we love our happy discount shoppers. So feel free to join for that reason. If you want to do more than that, then I'm also happy to support you in that as well, so we can have a chat about that. But if not, that's okay. You can just purchase for yourself. And as well as that, you will be joining a wonderful stamping community. Now, you can be as active in that stamping community as you want to. My team is called the Papercraft Gems because I do believe that everyone is precious and valued, and we have a beautiful, beautiful community of people on our team. So you can be as involved as you like. You can stay in the background if you prefer. It's totally up to you. There's no pressure at all. Now, if you do decide to join and then you decide, no, it's not really what I was expecting, or it's not really for me, or my circumstances have changed, no problem. You can just easily go back to being a customer because there's no lock-in period. All you need to do is stop ordering as a demonstrator and you go back to being a customer. So it's super, super easy. There's no exit penalties or anything like that. So it's really, really easy. But I always say to everybody, you'll never know if you don't give it a go. So I always encourage everyone to give it a go. And you know what? It's the best way to maximize your value, because you're already getting freebies in your discount, in your starter kit, and free shipping. You're going to get an ongoing discount. You're going to get all the value of the community. You get access to the Stampin' Up website, the Stampin' Up exclusive Facebook groups. You have the opportunity to attend Stampin' Up only events, which we've got one coming up actually, and the registration is still open at the moment. If you'd like to come in November. And there's so many other perks as well. Now, not only that, but during celebration, you will also get the amazing Making Plans the Making Plans collection, which includes a beautiful 18-month planner. I've been showing that every week. Hang on, it's on my desk. Let me grab that. I didn't grab that out either. Here it is. It's so gorgeous. It's really beautiful. So it's an 18-month planner. In there you also get some stickers as well. You get all of your pages, you get page dividers. I've got lots of stuff in mine, so I won't, because I'm actually using mine every day now, so I won't open mine because I've got lots of notes in there already. But there's year at a glance, month at a glance, week at a glance pages. Then you've got lists and note pages and all sorts of things, dividers. Now, as well as that, you're going to get a stamp set that will also be great to either use in your planner, or some of those stamps as well you can use for card making. So you can use them as you choose. And then you also get 3 notebooks as well, which coordinate and are color coordinated with the planner as well. You get all of that absolutely free when you join during celebration. So you've got until the 31st of August to do that. Now, you might like to use the planner as your daily diary, as your planner to plan your life, which is what I do, or you might like to use it as a memory journal, like a little bit like a mini scrapbook, which is what I used to do before I got too busy to do that. I do incorporate a little bit of that in here when I get a chance to, but I love putting my stickers in there and making it all pretty as well. So yeah, so that is an opportunity that you have at the moment. So if you would like more information about that, I would love to answer any of your questions and to help you with that. I'd love to have you join our team, and our team always get excited to welcome new team members. So we would love to have you along. In our team, I'll just let you know some of the things that we do. We do lots of fun things. So every month I run a creative challenge for those that would like to participate, and none of this is mandatory, it's all by choice. So we have a challenge, and then I draw a winner at the end of the month, and well, actually at the beginning of the following month, and then I give a prize. We do team swaps. We have a team gathering every month where we get together and I recognize and give prizes and awards to team members. Then we have a crafting session after that as well. And then from time to time, we'll have additional crafting sessions like we did just on Saturday. On Saturday, we just had a craft and chat together. We just brought all of our own projects along, and we had a Zoom session together, and we just did our own thing. And then we were showing each other what we were making. It was lots of fun, and we were just chatting, and we had a really lovely, relaxing afternoon. It was fantastic. So we do all those sorts of things and more. We've got a Facebook community as well where we chat, we share our projects, we can ask our questions, all different sorts of things, and everyone is so helpful. So if you are new, then there's always lots of people there to help and support you as well. And of course I am as well. I am there too. So please, please, please consider it. It is the best value for your money. The starter kit opportunity is the best value in the catalogue, And so it's a great time to join during celebration. It's always a great time to join Stampin' Up, but especially during celebration. So feel free to ask me any questions. There is no commitment, just for asking questions. I will be happy to answer them for you. So I look forward to hearing from you. So you can send me a message in Messenger, or in my bio in the top of my business page here, you'll find my contact details, so you can contact me directly as well that way. All right, let me catch up on some of these comments. I've got a little bit of show and tell today as well. Megan said yesterday, so I was talking about the weekend. Megan said yesterday was her little nephew Oliver's 3rd birthday, and they had a little party for him. Oh, that's so nice. I love children's birthday parties. They're so awesome. Hey, Glenda, how are you? Great to have you here today. How is Callie going now? She is doing, thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that. She's doing a lot better, actually. We've seen some improvement in lots of different areas. Still a lot of things to work on, of course, but that'll happen through the training. But yeah, the medications, she's sort of settled a little bit more now on that. She's eating better, still being fussy, but that's her being fussy. But she's actually eating quite well. And the other day, she ate like about 2 days worth of food in a day. Then the next day she didn't eat as much, of course, because the belly was full. But she's a lot happier, and yeah, she's doing really well. So thank you so much for asking. Just night times at the moment are a bit of a challenge still, actually. So we've got to work on the night times. Yeah, but during the day she's doing quite well. Yeah. Hey Roz, how are you? Great to have you with us. Yeah, Megan's been a hobby demo for 10 years and she's still loving being part of Stampin' Up. Yep, it's fantastic. Oh, Judy's here. Hey Judy, you made it today. Fantastic. You didn't need your nana nap this afternoon? Oh, awesome. Oh, there you go. Big weekend of work for you. Yeah, I saw some of the photos. Looked amazing. Oh, it's great to have you with us today. Hi Rose, how are you? No worries about being late. I was late today myself because I had some technical issues, so all good. You're not the only one running late today, because I was too. Hey Julie, how you going? Great to have you here. Who else have we got? Janelle's here as well. Hi Janelle, great to have you with us. Fantastic. And Dimity made it. Hey Dimity, how are you? Great to have you with us this afternoon. Fantastic. All right, so now I've given you all the celebration news. Let me remind you about catalogs. So currently we have got our mini catalog. This is our July to December mini catalog. So this one is current at the moment. You can see I've still got some tabs on my wish list up here. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through all of my wish list. My wish list always seems to be bigger than what I can actually, it's like your eyes are bigger than your belly. Sometimes my eyes are bigger than my budget. Am I the only one? Does everyone have that? So I always have a running wish list. But who has started their Christmas cards? Oh my goodness. We're going to be starting our Christmas card. In fact, Amber has actually been playing with a few designs over the weekend for some Christmas projects. So yes, we're going to be getting into our Christmas projects going forward now as well. Not today though. Today we're doing something different, but very soon Christmas is going to be here like that. Before we know it, it'll be here. So it's time to get started on all those Christmas projects, everyone. Oh, Zaina's here. Hi Zaina. Is it Zaina or Zana? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but all the way from the UK. Oh, it's lovely to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. That's so awesome. We love having new viewers join us. So your wish list is ongoing as well, Megan. Yes, yes. Oh, and you're going to get home only a month before Christmas from your trip. Wow, you're going to be busy with all your Christmas projects. Oh, it's like Anna, but with a Z, so it's Zana. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for clearing that up. Awesome. I like to pronounce names correctly because there's nothing worse than having your name pronounced the wrong way. So, Zana. Awesome. Great to have you with us. Judy said, sometimes when I say hello to each of us, it feels like romper room and it makes her smile. I used to always wait for Miss Helena on Romper Room, which is, for those of you that are watching from overseas, that was a show that we had here in Australia that we grew up with as kids. And they'd always say hello to all of the viewers. And well, you know, they had a list of names kind of thing. I'm actually saying hello to people that are here watching live. And I always waited for them to say my name, and they never said my name. It was very sad. So I like to make sure that I say hello to everyone who's viewing. And because I really appreciate all of you being here and joining me as well. So yeah, so I like to acknowledge you just as you acknowledge me watching me as well. So I thank you for your time. All right, so, Romper Room came from the UK. Did it? I never knew that. Oh, there you go. Zana said she's used to it, so it doesn't bother her. Oh, thank you so much. That's good. That's good. All right. So, yeah, mini catalogue is out now, current until the 4th of January actually, so but hopefully you'll have all your Christmas projects done by then. And then we've got the annual catalogue as well. So the big annual catalogue, this one runs all year. It runs up until May 2023. So this one this one's got a lot of your staple products in it too, like all your ink pads, your coloring tools, all of your tools really. It's also got stamp sets, lots and lots of dies, punches, lots and lots of other things. A designer series paper, cardstock, all of those, you know, staple products that we use. And then we get the little mini catalogs throughout the year as well. So there's always lots happening. So if you don't already have a demonstrator that you're working with here in Australia and you would like a copy of those catalogs, please let me know and I can flick you the registration for that, because I have an actual link for you to request a catalogue. Hang on, I'm going to pop these over here. So yeah, so let me know if you'd like one of those, and I'd love to send you those catalogues, and I'd love to look after you as your demonstrator as well. All right, one last bit of news that I have. Oh, let me put my celebration ones over there too. One last bit of news that I have before we move on to our creative time is I have got a beautiful class coming up using the Butterfly Kisses designer series paper. So this paper is so bright and fun, and I just noticed my butterflies are upside down. Did you notice that? It's hard to hold all of this paper. Now this isn't even the full pack. This is a 48 pack of designer series paper, 6x6 inch paper, and this is the focus of my class that's coming up. It's a beautiful class. The projects are bright and fun and colorful. The RSVP for that, or the registration date, is tomorrow, so check in my events. I will post it up again either tonight or tomorrow as well, so make sure that you register for that class. I'll pop up there'll be a link. You can register in that link. You fill in the registration form and that'll give you all the details. You can look at what's included in the class in that registration form. All the information will be there. So check that out. We're actually in this class. It's a bumper class. We are making 9 projects. 9. Yes, that's 9, isn't it? I'm trying to count backwards, my fingers. 9 projects we're making in this class, including a 3D item. So it's going to be a fantastic class. So check that out. It is, oh gosh, I can't remember if it was that $145 or $47 plus $10 postage. It's either 45. Anyway, the information is in the event, but be sure to check that out if you'd like to join us. It is going to be held, so the RSVP is tomorrow and the class date is actually next month on the 10th of September. So check that one out. They're really beautiful. Look at that paper. How gorgeous is that paper? Beautiful fun colors. I love butterflies. All right, and Okay, so one last bit of information. I just checked my letterbox before I went live, and so this is part of my show and tell. In my letterbox was a parcel that I had ordered, and check out my new shirt. So if you've noticed my branding, so Mandy's Papercraft Creations, I have a lot of pink in there because I love pink. It's my favorite color. I love purple too, but pink is my first favorite. And I've got bright pink in my brand. And so I ordered this amazing t-shirt, which I love. So this is going to be my work shirt now, my crafting shirt. But check this out. Look at this. Forecast, card making with a chance of chocolate. Isn't that cool? Love it. I had this specially made, and yeah, or specially it's vinyl printed, and absolutely love it. It just arrived today in time for my live, so I thought, beautiful, I'm going to wear it today on my Facebook live. So yeah, so that was really exciting. So that's some of my show and tell. And the other show and tell is I received our last, oh, everyone's loving it. Fantastic. Great. And I received one of our card swaps today. So we had, as I mentioned, we had a team card swap, and I showed most of those last week, but this one just arrived today, and Dimity is with us today actually too. Dimity made this beautiful card using products from the mini catalogue. Isn't that gorgeous? Thank you so much for your card, Dimity. It's gorgeous. And it's using the Wattle stamp set, which I can't remember the name of. Oh, actually, she's given me a list here. Hang on a minute. The stamp set is the Brightest Beauty stamp set from the mini catalogue. And she's also used, for the DSP, she's used the Santa Express paper. So there you go. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Dimity. So it's always great to see other people's projects and get lots of inspiration from them. I'll probably pop all of those projects from our swap up on my my Facebook business page at some stage. So here, where you're watching the video, if you're watching on Facebook, and probably on my blog as well over the next coming weeks. I'll probably pop that up. So let me check a couple of comments here, and then we'll move on. Oh, Megan, you're doing your Christmas shopping while you're away. Good idea. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, Judy's name never came up on Romper Room either. Oh, sad. See, we missed out. It was part of the childhood. We always waited for our names to come up. Oh, Megan's not a fan of butterflies. That's okay. That's okay. And everyone loves my shirt. And Julie said that she loves pink too. Awesome. Yes, I love pink. Pink of all shades I love. But especially bright. I do like bright colours. All right. Well, today we are going to be playing with the He's a Man Designer Series paper and making some masculine cards. I've got a couple of samples to show you, and then we're going to change it up and make something similar but different. You know, I always like to change it up. So how about I'll cover up the camera, I'll tip it down onto my desktop, and then I can show you what we're going to be playing with today, and I can show you these amazing projects as well, these sample projects. All right, so I'm going to cover up the camera, and I do that so that I don't make you dizzy when I'm just doing all my adjustments. So bear with me for one moment. Here we go. Alrighty, so I'm going to flip those cameras, and I'll just adjust that. That might be a little bit noisy for a minute as I just adjust my stand. Oh, my cord's pulling a bit tight today. Let me just pull that around. There we go. Okay, tightening everything up for you. Make sure I've got that. There we go. And we'll adjust the light so that you can see what I'm doing. Otherwise, everything will be in the dark. There we go. Just tweaking that a tad to try and get that a bit straighter. That's not looking too bad. And If you like, oh, still a little bit crooked, isn't it? If there's any products that you like that I'm using today, they're all going to be available in my online store. So here's where you can find my online store via my blog or via my website. So feel free to check out both of those. There is some other creative inspiration on my blog because I've got lots of blog posts on there. I just participated in a blog hop last week, which if you've never checked out a blog hop, check that one out, my last week's blog post, because you can then from my blog, you can jump through to other people's blogs, and it's really fun because you get lots of creative inspiration. So if you're shopping with me, you'll find my shop button at the top of my blog, and you'll also find the join button there too. As I was saying earlier and talking about joining my team, you'll find the join button there too if you want to check that out. So if you're shopping, be sure to use my August 2022 host code. That's this one here, Y2XTXR74, and with all orders I send out a thank you gift. And for orders over $75, you'll also receive a thank you. With every order, I send out a thank you card. And with orders over $75, I also send out a thank you gift. So, yeah, so check that out. And if you don't have a paper copy of the catalogs and you don't have, you didn't want to wait for one, feel free to still request one. But while you're waiting, there is PDF versions of each of the catalogs on my blog. You'll find them over on the right-hand side. So be sure to check those out as well. All right. So first of all, let me show you the cards that I've got here. Well, actually, first of all, in our card swap, and you might remember I showed these last week, I think it was. The weeks just all roll into each other, don't they? Hang on, I'm just trying to open this one. It's a bit tight in the packet here. Oh, there we go. So one of our team members made this beautiful card. So this was Beverly Peck. Beverly made this beautiful card using the He's a Man designer series paper, and she used the stamp sets from the suite as well. So she used, and the dies, she used all the products from the suite. Today we're going to be focusing on the designer series paper, and we might incorporate a few other products as well. But this was a really lovely card from Beverly. So there's one idea, and then from there, here is another idea. Now, my daughter Amber actually created these two. I've got two different ones. Here we go. Amber actually created these, and so today I'm going to case Amber's cards, but I'm going to change them up, and I'm going to, yeah, I'll show you how I'm going to change it up a little bit. But here are two of the awesome cards. Aren't they fantastic for masculine cards? Even this one, like, I mean, really, they'd be great for anybody. But we've got Father's Day coming up here in Australia. I'm not sure what time of year other countries celebrate Father's Day, but we have got Father's Day coming up on the first Sunday of September. And so I thought it was a great time to do some masculine cards to share with those men in our lives. Now, I don't have a dad anymore. My father passed away when I was very small, and my father-in-law passed away only last year. So I don't have anyone to give cards to, but you know what? We've got other male friends, and we've got obviously other male family members. So I thought it would be great to make some other masculine cards that we can use as well for other occasions. So I have got out the He's a Man designer series paper. And let me show you this if you haven't seen it. This paper is amazing. Now, this isn't a full pack now, I don't think, because we've pulled out bits and pieces from here. But first of all, let me just show you, in this pack, you get two of these sheets that have die cut pieces. Now, some of these have been taken out already and used, and some of them have fallen out actually, and I've put them into the packet here. But each one of these pops out, and you can use them individually. So there's sentiments in there as well that you can use, and then there's other little embellishing items. So you get 2 sheets of that in the pack. You even get these little torn edge pieces. There was this label here which was on one of these cards, this one here. See this, it looks like a torn piece of notepad paper. That's one of the pieces out of here. All of these pieces, this one, this one, this one, they're all from one of these sheets. And then Amber's put some designer series paper in there as well. Oh, this too, this little banner, that's from here as well. And on this card, the sentiment and the little camper van or the little combi is also from here. And I'm just thinking if this piece, no, this is a piece of designer series paper that she's torn. Yeah, so there's lots that you can do with these, even if you don't have the stamp sets. You've got all these sentiments in here that you can use. So, and as you can see, I've already popped some out. There's some tools in there as well. Lots of different things. Now, as well as that, oops, I've got another loose one. So hang on, I'll put that one in the bag here so that I don't lose it. They pop out really easily, as you saw me take that one out. And then you get all these amazing patterned papers, which are fantastic for masculine cards. We've got some barbecue sort of themed ones and just some really great patterns and colours. I'm going to show you the colours in a moment. Oh, that's the board. We'll take that board out. So we'll flip that over. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing a sheet. Which sheet am I missing? Oh, it's probably one of these partial pieces. Is it this one? Because we've used a lot of these already. I had a class using this paper not long ago. No, that's one that we've already got out. I think this is the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's the papers there. Yeah, I had a class using this paper not long ago. And yeah, they were beautiful projects, really fantastic. So let's flip them over and have a look on the other side. That's that one. Hang on. Oh yeah, that's that one. So there's another piece somewhere. Maybe we used up the other piece because there's 6 different designs. No, we've got that one, we've got that one. Anyway, you get the idea. The papers are beautiful. Maybe we did use up all of the other one. There are 6 different designs and each design is double-sided. Oh, there it is, that one. No, that's that one. I don't know. Oh, the other one we must have used it all up. Okay, well that's okay. So yeah, anyway, there's 6 different, there's that extra piece that I was looking for off that die cut sheet. It was there, it had fallen out. So I'll pop that in there. Yeah, I'm not sure which was the other one. But anyway, you get the gist. Oh, I know why. No, the die cut sheets is the 6th page. Sorry. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double-sided designer series paper. And the die cut sheet is the 6th page. That's right. Oh, I'm losing the plot. Oh, Amber just popped that up actually too then. Yeah, we had that same thought at the same time. That's right. So you get 2 of these and then you get 2 of each of these sheets as well. Alrighty. So now I think everyone's got the gist of that. Okay, so what I thought we would do, oh, let me show you the coordinating colors. I love these colors. They look fantastic together. Look at these. So these are the colors that are in the designer series paper. So we've got basic black, early espresso, crumb cake, Sahara sand, Cajun craze, crushed curry, and soft succulent. So they're the ones that are in the DSP, and they look really great together. And I wouldn't have even thought about throwing in the soft succulent with them, but it really works. So there you go. So that's what we're going to be playing with. So I'm thinking we're going to take, which was the one? This one. We're going to take this one, and I'm going to do a little bit of an adaptation, and I'm going to turn it into a landscape card, and I'm going to use different designer series paper. So let's choose our paper first. Well, actually, what we might do is choose which thingy we're going to use, which die cut we're going to use, thingy, very technical term there, which die cut we're going to use, because that might indicate the colours. Because you notice here that Amber has picked up the colours in the item that she's used, and then she's coordinated the papers to it. So let's have a look. I've got these ones that have already come out of the the first die sheet, and then I've got the full second sheet as well. We've got some little stars and little photo corners in there as well. All different sorts of things. But let's see if we can use up what we've already got. That's a good one. You did it. That's a good one for showing encouragement. Got some tools. Holy smokes, you're the best. Nice work. Hooray. You're stronger than you know. We've got a barbecue. My man. Oh, look, we've got a little tab. That could be cute. And strong and courageous. And hope your day is a grand adventure. Which, let's see, that one hasn't been, oh yeah, that's used on this one. Okay, so we won't use that one because Amber used that one on this one. I want to use a different one. Let's see. I reckon Holy Smokes would go really well with the barbecue, wouldn't it? I wonder if we could use those together. They might be good to use together. So we'll put those ones aside. The tools I think I would use on a different project. Maybe I might incorporate that one. We've got some stars over here that might coordinate, and we've got some corners. Okay, let's start with that. And we'll see, there's a different little star there too, but I think I won't use that one. Alrighty. I love these little tools too. How cute are they? Very cute. You know what I didn't get out? I didn't get out my bling. So I'll grab that out in a moment as well. Okay, so from there, let's pick out the colors of cardstock that we want to use. Well, actually, no, let's go with the designer series paper next. All right, so I'm not going to use this one because that's sort of more of the camping theme. On the other side, we do have the gingham, well, checked. I don't know if you'd even call that really gingham. It's kind of checked early espresso, and I think it's two different tones of early espresso actually. I don't even think that wouldn't be soft suede. Oh, it might be. No, it's not quite soft suede, I don't think. This one I think would go really well. Oh, and then we've got this one on this side too, which is like a barbecue sort of one and an eating sort of one. It's got little barbecues, sauce bottles. It's got a paintbrush on there as well. It's got a pig and a cow. It's got some flames. So that one might work. This one's got vintage cars on it, so we probably won't use that one. There is a vintage card in the a vintage car in the dies. I don't know if you saw that. Let me show you. See this one here? So that paper with the cars would go really well with using that die. Yeah, see that paper? That would go really well with that one. All my dies are falling out of my backing there. What's on the other side of that one? We've got a plain one, which is what Amber used on that one. Then this one's a more sort of gentleman one, like a more, that one would go well with the car too, actually. And then we've got that one. So let's see, I might start with, I like that one. And so, oh, we've got this one too. Those two would go well together, wouldn't they? Let's see, would they go with that? Maybe those ones would go well together. Or we could do that one and that one. Leave those ones out as options. Because this one has got very fine detail. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's got very fine detail of the Cajun craze through it. The little lines are actually Cajun craze. Probably can't see that very well on camera, but that would go well also. So maybe that one and that one would go well. Actually, that one and that one would probably go well together. I think that one's going to be too busy. Yeah. All right, well, we'll start with that. And we'll have a little play. Not sure if I'm going to use the stars yet, but I'm going to leave them out. We'll just see. Whoop. There we go. All right, so I'm going to pop this card over to the side. There we go. And we'll pop all these other papers away for the moment. Oh, we've got this one too, which would go with the barbecue. So I'll pop all these other ones over to the side out of the way for the moment. Alrighty. Okay, so if we're going to be using those ones, so we need three different patterns. So I think those three will be great to use together, and we're bringing in those colors. Awesome. Okay, so next we need to choose our card base. So let's see, we've got, I think, either these ones. We might actually just go with a crumb cake, or actually we might go with soft suede, because soft suede is in this color here. So I think we'll go just with a neutral soft suede, because then we've got more, we can play with the colors a bit more on top of the soft suede. So let's do that. All right. Hey Robin, how are you? Sorry, just saw that you had jumped on. Great to have you with us. Okay. Oh, is the brush for basting the meat? Oh, yes, on that paper. It would be too. Good thinking, Amber. I didn't think about that one. Which one was that on? It's on the back of one of these ones. Oh, yeah. Yes, because you've got you've got all the tools there for the barbecue. And yes, that's probably a basting brush. You're right. Very clever. Very clever. All right. So I will bring in my trimmer. I'll just pop those over to the side. I'll bring in my trimmer. I've got some other dies as well, which we're going to use. So I'm going to take my A4 sheet of Sahara sand, and I'm going to cut that in half at 14.85. There we go. And then I'll move my cutting blade aside down to the bottom. I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to score that at 10.5 with my scoring blade, which is the light one, which is almost the same color as the Sahara sand actually. There we go. And then we can fold that in half, burnish that with our bone folder just to give a nice crisp folded edge. There we go. And from there, then we can play around with our colors and decide which way we want to have our, so I might just move them over. I'll just move my trimmer just over to the side there. And let's see. All right, so I reckon we could have this as our base. So the darker color as the base. Then we could have, you just slide all of our little embellishments off. Then we could have this piece. Oh, we're going this way, aren't we? That's right. I said we were going landscape. Let's go. Let's go landscape. So we could go this way. Then we could go, I'm going to shift it over. And I think we could go that way. And then we could have this one on. This could be our top piece, and then we'll put a die cut circle so this will pop out. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. Yeah, let's try that. All right, so first of all, let's cut our designer series paper. Let me move all these little elements. I'm going to move them over to this side, actually, out of the way. All right, so when I'm cutting my designer series paper, I always first like to cut it in half at 6 inches, because currently it's 12 by 12 inches. So I like to cut it in half at 6 inches. But when you're doing that, check your patterns on both sides and work out if they are directional. Now this one is directional because it's got the ties on it and it's got the glasses. So when you're cutting this, you need to decide if you want to cut it so that you can make landscape cards, or so that you can make portrait style cards. So the longer ones, so if you want your cards to go that way or that way, and that will determine which way you're going to cut your paper. Now you've got 2 sheets of this in each of the packs of designer series paper, and this goes with any of your designer series paper. So you, depending on the pattern, you might like to cut one sheet this way and then the other sheet that way. So then you've got the option of making either portrait or landscape cards. It's totally up to you. Now for this one, I would probably more, I think I would probably more use that for portrait style cards. So I'm going to actually cut it this way. So I'm going to turn it around that way. I'm going to line it up with the edge of my trimmer because I've got that little edge here along the edge of the trimmer, and that's actually your 6 inch marker there. So you don't have to measure it because that is 6 inches up to that point there. So now I've got this piece. Then from there, what I normally do is I normally if you want to get the maximum amount out of each of these and make 6 card bases or 6 card fronts, I would then cut that at 4 inches, and then you'll have 3 card fronts, and then if you do it on the other piece, you'll have 6. But what I'm going to do, instead of doing that today, because I want this to be a little bit bigger, I'm actually just wanting a 2mm border today. So instead, I'm going to cut this at 10.1 centimeters. So it's just over the 4 inches, or in fact, it's pretty close. 10.1 is just shy of 4 inches. And then I need to trim my length. So I'm going to cut it at 14.45. There we go. And then that extra little bit that you cut off, you can use that to decorate the inside of your card. So don't chuck that piece out because that's still a useful piece. All right. Now we're using this side, of course. So now you can see I've got a nice card front there, and I've got that nice 2mm border around the edges, so you can still see that card base. Now this is something that you can do as well if you are wanting a coloured card front. Say you want a coloured cardstock front of your card, but you don't want to use a whole piece of coloured cardstock for your base. You might just want to use a piece of basic white for your base, and then you can turn it into a coloured card by putting a coloured front layer on the front. Okay. All right, so now for this next piece, I am going to measure the width of this one. So let me grab my ruler. So this one is 7 centimeters by, it would have been 14 because it's some has been torn off. So I'm going to do 7 by 14 centimeters in this one here in the crushed curry. Oh, sorry, not crushed curry, Cajun craze. Now let's check what's on the other side. Okay, so we've got this one. Now, is it directional? I don't think this one is. Oh, hang on, the animals. And look at the animals. The animals are going that way. The cows, oh no, they're going in different directions. The cows all go that way, but some of the pigs go the other way. So I'm looking at the direction of the cows. Okay. All right, so I'm going to cut this one in the same way as I did the other. There we go. And we wanted 7 by 14. So I'll cut this at 7. And then I don't really need to cut this at 14 because I can just tear off the extra. Oh, use the scraps first, Amber said. She always tells me to use the scraps first, but I was just wanting to show you how to cut down your cardstock from the larger pieces. Now let me see in mine if I have got scraps. I do have some scraps actually. I do, but I have already cut that one. Let's see for the other one. Oh, there we go. I've got a piece already cut of the other one as well, so I can do that. I'll use that scrap from that one. All right. So, okay. So what we're going to do with this piece, before we cut this other one, what we're going to do with this one is we are going to tear the end, or we're using this side, sorry. We're going to tear the end. So I want it to, so let me just measure. If I have that up against the edge there, I want to tear that about here. So it's about, oh, what is it, about a centimetre and a half in? It's about a centimetre in from the edge. Doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to tear that along the edge like that. Okay, and we are going to ink the edge of that too. All right, and then with this piece, we're going to cut this one down to, let's see, so we're going to go 8 by 11. Okay, so we just pop those to the side. We're not putting them all together yet because we're going to do some inking and distressing. So we're going to go 8 by 11. So let's go 11 that way. By 8. There we go. And then we can do some tearing on that one as well. And then we've got these little scrappy bits again. So don't throw them away. You can use them in your projects as well. All right, and now with this one, what we're going to do is for this one, we're going to tear along the bottom. So I'm just doing little tears. I'm supporting my paper with my fingers. Okay, so I'm supporting that paper at the back there and just moving my hands down, just tearing little pieces at a time. If you were to tear a big, large piece all in one go, one, it's hard to control your tear, and two, this white bit that you get here will be really thick and ugly. So we just want to do little bits at a time, and you always tear towards yourself. Okay, so I'm right-handed, so I'm tearing with my right hand, and I'm supporting and holding the paper with my left hand. Okay, so that's what we have there. Now that little bit, that's a scrappy little torn bit. You might like to use that on another project. You might like to use it on the inside and ink the edges there and use that on the inside. So we won't throw that out. We'll keep that as well. All right. So we've got all of those pieces. Now I'm going to do a little bit of distressing on mine. A little bit of additional distressing. So I want to distress this piece here. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. Now let me see. What have I got? I've got, here we go. I'm just going to use this piece of white scrap paper. I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to run them along the edges of my paper. Now this is designer series paper, so it's thinner than your cardstock, so you need to go gently. Don't want to go too hard or you will tear it. But if you get little tears, that's okay because it adds to the distressing. Now it is a little bit noisy, I apologize, with the scissors scraping. So if you don't like the scraping sound, then just mute me for a moment till I finish this. And this is just roughening up the edge just to make it a little bit more rustic. Okay, so there are distressing tools that you can get out there on the market. Currently Stampin' Up! Don't sell them. They used to, but they haven't had them for quite a while, I should say. So I just use my scissors. Oh yes, Zana just said that actually. Stampin' Up! Used to use a tool that did this. That's right, they did many years ago. They haven't had that for a while. So now we just use our scissors. I think that was actually even before I was a demonstrator, Zana. That was many years ago, but I remember seeing it in the catalogue because I was buying Stampin' Up! products for a long time before I even joined. Probably even, let's see, probably about 10 years even before I joined Stampin' Up, I was buying their products. So I knew of Stampin' Up a long time before I joined. All right. So there we go. So this is why you'll see why I have a piece of scrap paper underneath. Good 10 years ago. Yes, I think so too. Yes. There we go. So that's why I have a piece of paper underneath me, because it is a little bit of a messy job. So let's just tip that into the bin. And we'll clean that all off there. There we go. All right, so now we've got some scissor distressed pieces. You can even, if you want to make it even more distressed, you can bend your corners a little bit. You can even crumple this if you want to crumple it a little bit. Totally up to you how hard you want to go with the distressing. But I like to just, you know, when I'm doing distressing and making things a little bit more rustic, I like to just give it a little bit of a, you know, tweak here and there. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to do some ink distressing. So I have got my daubers here, and we're going to do some distressing with the inks. So I think I'm going to use, let's see, what color shall I use to distress today? I might use a bit of, because we've got the early espresso here, I might actually go with soft suede. Soft suede is not quite as dark as the early espresso. Early espresso is really quite dark. So we'll try with a little bit of soft suede. And if ever you're not sure, test it first on your, yeah, that'll be good. Test it first on your paper, on your scrap paper, just to see. You can even just put a little bit like that so you can see what color you're going to get. So we're now going to go around and we are going to use our dauber to put ink around all of the edges. Doing a little bit of ink distressing now. Oh, I should have put that paper back underneath me because I'm going to get some more fibers. Hang on a sec. Let's bring that back in. Didn't get my mini grid paper out today either. Usually I work with my mini grid paper underneath me, but I forgot to grab that out. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to pop them in. If I miss them, I'll ask again at the end if you have any questions in case I miss them, because sometimes when I get my head down crafting, I'm not always looking up at the camera, so I might miss them, or up at my iPad I should say. I might actually miss your questions. There we go. Okay, so that's that bit. Let's do that with all of the designer series paper. These ones I'm going to leave with straight edges because they've got a torn edge, so the other edges are going to be left straight. Make sure that you do distress along your torn edge as well with your ink. We don't want to leave that stark white because we want this to look sort of rustic. And if we left that stark white, then it's sort of going to detract from the rustic look that we're going for. There we go. So that's that one. And this one too. So who else likes doing distressing with their daubers? Do you like doing this? Do you like tearing your cardstock, or is that something that you struggle with? Let me know in the comments. So when you're using, so the Stampin' Up! Daubers, they come in a pack of 5, so you can find them in my online store as well. They come in a pack of 5. They last a really, really long time, but over quite a long time, they can perish because you're dragging them, they're foam, right? So, and you're dragging the foam along the edge of cardstock, which can be quite sharp. You know, we can get paper cuts from, you know, paper and cardstock. Well, your foam kind of can too. It does wear over time. However, I don't change my daubers very often. The more commonly used ones, like probably the browns, are the ones that I would replace most because they're the ones I'm using the most. but really I rarely change them. I changed, which one did I change? My crumb cake one the other day, and I think I'd had the other crumb cake one for, oh gosh, I don't know, 1 or 2 years or more. So yeah, so they last a really long time. There we go. I'll get a bit more ink on here. That's still a bit white. There we go. All right, now even if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of ink around your base, your card base. That's optional. Well, all of this is optional, of course, but let's just keep the theme going, keep the rustic theme going. Judy said, Daubers, can you buy the sponge bit to replace ones that fall off? Less plastic in landfill. I go through a lot of them with face painting. No, actually it comes as a full dauber already adhered to the plastic finger part, the finger holder part. They come as a complete unit like that. That's good that you use them for your face painting too, Judy. That's awesome. There you go, everyone. There's another tip. You can use them for face painting. You can use them for stenciling. You can use them for all different sorts of things. Oh, true. Your inked edges may take a little bit longer to dry if your ink pad has been newly inked up with your refill as well. Yeah, so just be mindful of how wet your ink pad is. I re-inked my, well, I'm using soft suede this time, but I did re-ink my early espresso on the other day, and I put a bit much ink in it, and so everything was just wet and taking so long to dry. So look, while we're there, I'm going to even ink this one. I'm going to ink this little sentiment label as well. The soft suede's not too wet though, so that's good. Everything will. Yeah, so as you're handling these, just be careful if your ink is wet. I mean, if you do get a bit of excess ink here and there, it doesn't matter too much, because it's, if you're doing a distressed look, then it's just kind of adding to that distressed look, so it's all good. But if it's really, really wet, then just beware. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to do my barbecue too, because my barbecue has got white edges. Well, they're fairly white, and I don't want them to be too white when everything else is in the brownie tones. So we'll just do that as well. Then it's in keeping with the theme of the card. There we go. This one looks like an old Weber barbecue. My mum used to have a Weber barbecue. Not old, I shouldn't say old. Webers are still around. But old as in my mum had a Weber barbecue many years ago. It was a good little barbecue too. There we go. All right, I might even, not sure if I'm going to use this one yet. I won't ink that one yet unless I'm going to use it. I'll decide that later. I've got my little stars and my little corners there. Okay, so let's pop the ink away for the moment and our dauber. And we've got all of our pieces there all inked up. There we go. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll start with adding this piece first to our card base, and then we can start layering up all the other pieces. So I'm just going to use a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. I use this more and more now because I never used to use it very much. I used to use a lot of the dry glues, the Stampin' Seal or the tear and tape, and I do still use them depending on the project. But I like to use this one that's quick when I'm filming, but also too, it does give me that wiggle time or wiggle room so that you can move things around if you don't get them lined up exactly where you want them first go. But I know that some don't like glue. Some people prefer the dry adhesives, and that's okay. So just use whatever you're comfortable with. All right, so we're going to pop that on there, and we'll make that border around the edges. Got a little bit of glue on my finger there. There we go. Okay. And then this piece can go on as well. And this piece is going to go over this side. So we've got our torn edge on the right hand end in fact, I was going to say, I think I even want to tear off a little bit more of that. So I'm just going to tear that a little bit shorter and I'll just dauber the end again. It's a little bit longer than what I wanted. So I still had enough ink on my dauber there. I didn't need to re-ink that. So that's a quick job, a quick fix-up job. There we go. Good. All right, let's see. Yep, that looks better. All right, awesome. Okay, so we can glue that piece down. So who's got plans for Father's Day? Does anyone have any special plans for Father's Day? We haven't made any plans yet. We've got one of our daughters has moved interstate, so she's not here. And yeah, we haven't really had a chance to think about it yet. There's been so many other things happening. So, but I guess we'll have to, we will probably have a barbecue, which he will probably cook, actually, because my husband is the barbecue man in the house. So, yeah, that's probably what we're going to do. Now, we're going to tie some twine or some ribbon around this piece before we move on, before we adhere that. No plans up there yet, Dimity? Okay. Oh, Judy said she uses her daubers for stenciling work and she goes through about 50 a year. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I guess with the stencils too, they've got those harsh edges on them, so they probably wear down much more quickly. No, Judy hasn't got any plans either. No. Ah, that's okay. Well, I don't know. We probably just keep it low key anyway too, and just have a barbecue and maybe a games afternoon or something. So, all right, so we have got some choices here. We've got the faux suede trim, which is in early espresso, and I'm going to be wrapping whatever I wrap around this piece here. I think we're going to lose that a bit actually. So I think it's too dark for these colors. So maybe we won't go with that, but then I've got my baker's twine and I've got my linen trim. Now the linen trim I think is going to be too close in color to this piece of designer series paper that I'm using, but let's just have a look and see. Yep, I'm going to lose that too. So I'm thinking we're probably going to use the Very Vanilla or the Crumb Cake twine. So this is the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. You get the 5 colors in here, and there is, how much is on each roll? Oh, it doesn't, oh yeah, 32 meters. There's 32, it says 32 meters. I don't know if that's 32 meters in total or 32 meters per roll. Not sure actually. But there's lots. I've had these ones and I've been going on these ones for a long time. So you've got your basic black, basic white, basic grey, grey granite. That one's grey granite. And then you've got Crumb Cake and Very Vanilla. So lots of different choices, but you can see which is our favourites because there's not much left on these ones now. Okay, so there's that one and the vanilla. I think the vanilla is going to stand out the most. So let's use the vanilla. Lots to choose from. All right, so we're going to wrap this around a couple of times around this piece. So we'll go around once, we'll go around twice, and we're just going to tie a knot in this because when I make cards for men, I don't tie bows. I only ever tie knots. So I'm going to tie that around and we'll tie a knot. Just get that tension right on that piece there. And we'll tie a knot over on this side. Oh, I think I've got this end a little bit short, so I'll just gently pull that around. Now, when you're doing this, because this is on designer series paper, let me move the card over. Because this is on designer series paper, you don't want to do it too tight because it's going to bow your designer series paper because it's only lightweight, remember. So we'll just do that. Just make sure that's not pulling too tight. There we go. And then we're just going to tie a simple knot. There you go. And then you can just trim the ends as you like to the length that you want to have them. I might trim that one a little bit more. There we go. And we'll just get that to sit a bit better. I usually like to have them crossing over as well. So you can wrap it around a third time if you want to. I just didn't want to use up too much of my twine because I'm getting a bit low. There we go. So we'll crisscross that over like that. Move that up to the top a little bit. Just make sure that knot is nice and tight. There we go. So that can go on now, and we're going to pop that one up on dimensionals, that layer. So we'll flip that over and we'll grab some of our dimensionals. I'm on a new sheet of dimensionals today. That's always exciting. Alrighty, and I'm just going to pop that down. Actually, let's just have a look on the front. I don't want that down too low. So what I might do is I might put some mini dimensionals at the top there and the larger ones at the bottom. And then that way I can get around that twine there. Now, because this is paper and it's a lot more flimsy, I am going to use quite a lot of dimensionals because I don't want it to sag. Okay, so that's my regular dimensionals, and I'll bring in some of my minis and I'll pop them up here. There we go. Alrighty, so let's pop that one down. Oops. So you can also use your designer series paper to decorate gift boxes as well. So either gift boxes that you make yourself or plain gift boxes that perhaps you can buy in like a craft cardstock or craft cardboard and decorate. You can also wrap gifts with your designer series paper, such as small gift boxes, chocolates, chocolate bars, things like that. Sometimes you might buy like a key ring that comes in a little box. You can wrap that with some designer series paper. So you can really tailor it and you can match it to your card and have it all like color themed. So you might like to consider that as well. All right, so I'm just going to unravel the ends of my twine there, just separating those to give a little bit more texture. Yeah, so that's always fun if you use the same papers and match your items to that, to your card, I should say. All right, so we've got our little elements here. Now, if I just put them on the card like that, like you could, but I think you lose them a little bit. So I think you do need something more. So like Amber had done here with this swirly circle, I'm going to die cut one of those and pop them on there. You might have a label. Well, in fact, actually, let's have a look. I do have a label here that maybe might work. The swirly one is great because the swirly die does look really great. But let's try a label too, because this is the die set. This is the painted label dies. So this is the swirly one here. And you've got these other labels here too that could also work. In here is also some more fancy sort of dies. And then you've got a couple here that do coordinate with one of the stamp sets as well. But these dies work well on their own also. But I was thinking, let's just try and see if we can use a punch and try something different. Oh, actually, no, it's okay. I'll do this one. I just want to see what it will look like. So let me grab out some of my cardstock. I think I'll grab a piece of I think I might grab a piece of, let's see, oh, maybe a lighter one. Got Sahara Sand, maybe even crumb cake. Let's see. Crumb cake might work, or Sahara Sand might work. Let's just have a little play and see what we like. Well, that one might look all right. I'm just going to punch a label just to see what it would look like on the label. Just for something a little bit different, just to see. Oh yeah, that could work on there. It's a little bit dark. Let's try the crumb cake. We lose the barbecue a little bit. I just wanted to give you a few other options. I mean, we can use that die. That die is awesome, but I just thought let's try a few different things and see. You can use any dies or any, even the labels. The labels would be nice, the label dies. But I thought let's just try a few different things and see what we like. The barbecue looks, yeah, could do it on that. It just helps it to pop up off the designer series paper a little bit. So this one, this is the Sahara Sand, and this is basically the same base as what this designer series paper is, the Sahara Sand. So it kind of looks like you've punched a hole out of the Sahara Sand to put the barbecue there. Really, doesn't it? And then we've got our sentiment here as well. Might even use a different sentiment, you know, because I don't know, those two together. Oh, wait, we could do it. We could, let's see, could we do like a little ephemera collection perhaps? No, that needs to be on top because otherwise you can't see it. Hang on, let's go back to this one. Could even perhaps do a little ephemera collection. What else could we add in there? Let's see. Oh, we've got the stars. The stars won't really. You could do something like that if you wanted to do like an ephemera style card. Let me just grab all my other little pieces. Actually, where did I put that other bag of them? Oh, there it is. Let's see what else is in here. Let's see. Hooray. Nice work. We've got my man. We've got, oh, they won't really go. You're stronger than you know. So these are all the sentiment ones, apart from the tools, but the tools don't really go with barbecue. Let's have a look at the other sheet, and I'll just see what's on the other sheet of them. Oop. Okay, let's see, what have we got? That one's the same. That one's just fallen out of the sheet. So we have got those stars. We've got a tree. What would the tree look like? We tuck a tree in there maybe. The tree might be a bit similar to the flames of the... Yeah, no, we lose the tree. The tree's no good for that one. Yeah, I don't know. Let's have a little play here. And just see what we come up with. Really depends on what you like. What you want to do. The other ones I'm having a look at, there's not really anything else that, well, actually, what about that? So we could bring in a little bit of the which colour was it? Soft succulent. Bring in a little bit of that, perhaps. Don't know. We've got some little corners up here. I wonder what they'd be like. Oh, you lose them. You lose them on this. Just having a little play around with a few different elements from the die set, just to see what we can create. Could even just have one down the bottom, but you kind of do lose it on this. So I'll probably keep that for something else. Don't want to waste them. What about this one? Hang on a sec. Let's see. What about this one, My Man? I think if we're going to do a collection like that, you would need something, you'd need a live today. She probably forgot what day it was. Amber, if you're on, can you just message Brooke and just check that she's okay, please? She's just tried to ring. She normally knows that I'm going live on Mondays, but she probably forgot, unless it's something urgent. Always worries me, and because she hasn't been well too, so I want to make sure that she's okay. So yeah, yeah. So now I'm a little bit stuck because now I'm not sure which way to go. How about I will die cut one of these circles like Amber did, and we'll see what we can come up with that. All right, now to choose the color for that one, I think we'll go with that darker color, because I think that helps everything to stand out a little bit. So I'll bring in my mini machine. I've got it right here. There we go, right here. And we'll die cut a circle, one of these swirly circles. I'll get my base plate number 1 and my clear plate number 2. And then we have another clear plate number 2. Oh, this is my big warpy one. I think that one needs replacing. Hang on. Let's get another one. I've got a few here that need replacing. That one's not as warpy. Let's try that one. All right, and we'll get a piece of the early espresso cardstock. I'll just cut a piece of that quickly. Bear with me one moment while I just cut this. Just doing it off camera because I run out of space on my desk. Okay, so let's see. We should be able to get that out of there. Yep. All right, I'm just going to trim this cardstock down a little bit so that'll fit on our plates going through our mini. Okay, let's see. All right, so we'll pop our die in there with our cardstock and we'll take that through our mini machine. I really like this die actually. This is a really good one. It's quite versatile. You can use it for lots of different things, as with a lot of the Stampin' Up dies as well. So just need to pop out all these little excess bits of cardstock here, so as it cuts out those little swirly bits. And then you've got these little holes on the back of the die. You can just take your pick tool into those little holes, and that helps to release the cardstock. Because it's quite an intricate die with all those swirls, the cardstock can tend to want to stick in there a little bit. So just pop that out with those little holes, and then that should start to release. There we go. And then we just need to gently guide that out. Oops, oh, I nearly tore that then. It's quite stuck. This one we use a lot, so it's this one we've had a while too actually, so this one could even be getting a little bit. There we go, got it. Alrighty, so let's just pop all these little scrappy bits in the paper recycling. And we'll just move our little mini machine. Okay. All right, let's go back to here and let's try with the swirl. So I think I popped the swirl. I might pop it underneath the twine there, actually. Over there. Oh, I like that already, actually. I think Amber was onto a good thing with that. So we could pop our barbecue there, and then we can pop our sentiment over here. And we could pop some of these stars. I haven't grabbed out my my embellishments yet. I forgot to grab them. Put a couple of stars on there as well, just to add a little bit more of a pop of color. Yeah, all right, let me grab my embellishments and we'll I'll just sit that there for a moment while I grab my embellishments, and then we can sort of fiddle with embellishments as well. Now I think with the, let's have a look in the catalogue at the He's a Man suite. It is, and I should have shown you this at the beginning actually, but I've completely forgot to show you the He's the Man suite. Here it is here on pages 78 and 79 of the Annual Catalogue. So as part of the suite, they've got the Rustic metallic adhesive backed dots. So we might pull those out and have a play with those. But the suite comes with, if you want the entire suite, it comes with the stamp set, the dies, and the designer series paper. Okay, so I don't have the stamp set and the dies, I just have the paper. So that's what I'm playing with today, and then just showing you how you can incorporate other dies. If you don't have those stamp sets and dies, how you can use other ones with it as well. All right, whoops, there we go. So we'll get out our rustic metallic dots. They should be in, there they are, rustic metallic dots. Okay, alrighty. So yeah, I'm still not convinced about those stars. I don't really think they kind of go with the theme. But we could kind of group these together over here, but I feel like we need a third element if we do that. Oh, I just had an idea. What if we did the swirl in the crumb cake? No, because then not the crumb cake, the Cajun craze, to match with the flames. But then they might blend in a little bit too much, hey? I think we'll leave it at that. I just feel like we need a third element in there. Maybe just a star. Maybe a star, 2 stars. I could pop that down there too. No, I don't like the addition of the pool party. Okay, well, we'll pull out these and we'll have a little looky. Okay, so I'm going to pop my my little elements onto some Stampin' Dimensionals, because that will also give me a bit more of an idea. I'll grab my tool. A bit more of an idea of how everything is going to look once it's popped up, because it does look very different when it's popped up as to when it's laying down flat. So in fact, we could have our sentiment piece laying down flat and our barbecue up on dimensionals. We could perhaps do that, or we could do this. We could have this over here, and then we could have our sentiment label over here. We could have it going off the edge. We can have it sitting right on that piece there. Lots of different ways you could do it. Totally up to you which way you want to do it. I usually would have my pieces going off the edge, my sentiment labels, but maybe for this one, I don't know. What do you all think? I think going off the edge like that, we could bring that over a little bit. We could put some stars down here. Oops, just bent that one. We could put some stars there. How about that? What do you think about that? I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals over here. Or just have it flat. I think have it, I think I'll pop it up on dimensionals. Very indecisive today, aren't I? Okay, so I'm going to put, I'll put 4 dimensionals. Now, because this panel is already up on dimensionals, we're going to need 2 layers of dimensionals on the part that's hanging off this side, okay, because it's going to be hanging over an extra layer. Sorry, I feel like I'm not explaining myself very well today. I'll show you in a moment what I mean. All right. So on this side, which when we turn it over is on under this side, is 2 layers of dimensional, because I've got 1 layer of dimensional on this side and it's going to attach to this piece. And this piece is already on dimensionals, which means once I put that down, it's going to be 2 layers high. And if I want to have that flat, then I need to have the 2 layers on this side. Now I've just added them there, but it's hanging over too much now that we're not going to see that torn edge. So I'm going to take them back off again, and I'm going to add some minis instead so that I can get that in a little bit closer, because these ones are just a little bit too big and I can't squeeze that in any closer. So let's get my minis, and I'll put 2 layers of minis instead. There we go. There's always a workaround. So never panic if there's ever any, if ever you think, oh no, I've done something wrong or I've wrecked something, never panic, because there's always a way that you can fix things. There we go. All right, let's try that now. So if we pop that down, we can move that in and we can get that. Yeah, that's better. And let's move it down across here like that. That's better. Now we can still see that torn edge there. All right, so I'm going to attach this swirly circle, because I've decided that we'll go with that because the label just wasn't quite big enough. But I just also wanted to show you that you can change it up and, you know, do different things, use different elements. There we go. And then now we just have to decide on the placement of the barbecue and as to whether or not we're going to use these little stars. Maybe if we do the stars like that and have the barbecue there like that. We could have them going off the side a little bit. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay, so I'll remove the backings of the barbecue and we'll pop that down there. Like that, and then we'll adhere those stars. So put the large star up here, and then the small star. We'll have that just overlapping the big star. There like that, and then we'll add our bling. There we go, we're getting there now. When you've got all these little different ephemera pieces, it's, you know, there's so many options. You can go absolutely crazy with all the options that you have, which is great. Like, you have so many choices. All right, so let's put down some of these embellishments. So we'll do a couple over here. Oh, we've got some medium-sized ones and some large ones. So let's grab a small one and put that there. let's see now. Might pop one. Actually, let's pop one here on the star, or might pop one up there and then put another one, a smaller one on the star. There, like that. And let's put another little one over here on the sentiment label. I'll pop it up here. There we go. We got there in the end. And I think we're all done. All right, I've still got those other elements as well, so we can use them on another project. But there's, as you could see, there's so many different ones that you can play with and so many different ideas that you can come up with. So there you go. What do you think? I think that's pretty cool. Holy smokes, you're the best. So that could be used for anything. That could be used for a birthday. That could be used, you could use it for Father's Day, you could use it for a birthday, you could use it just because. Yeah, you can use that really for anything, that sentiment. So there you go. So let's have a look at the difference now. Okay, so that was the one that Amber created. And basically all I have done is I've taken her layout and I've just flipped it around horizontally and I've shifted everything. So I've basically flipped all of that. I've basically gone that way actually and flipped it that way, although this piece was up the other way because you've got the torn edge along the bottom. And then we've just, yeah, moved that down. So as you can see, you can just use one layout and you can change it up. Here's another one. You can change it up and just make it look completely different. But how awesome are those cards? So there's 3 different options for you using the He's a Man Designer Series paper, and we just incorporated that additional die and some twine, but there's no stamping on that one. So if you're a non-stamper, the only thing I used was the dauber and some ink, but you don't even have to do that step if you don't want to. I think on this one there was just a little bit of daubering on this piece, but the rest was all, oh, and on this torn edge, but the rest was undaubered. So you can, yeah, so lots of different ideas. What do you all think? Do you like that? That give you some ideas for some things that you can do, some cards that you can create. I hope you liked that. All right, well, I'm going to flip the camera back up so that I can say goodbye to you face to face and just remind you of a couple of things. So bear with me while I just get the camera ready. Here we go. All right. It's always easier to readjust after filming the card, because then it's I don't have to try and get everything so straight again. Well, I do. I have to get it straight, but it's actually easier to flip the camera back down than to put it up. Because when I put it up, I've actually got to put it up high, so I need to stand up for that. So there we go. All righty. Good. All right, so let's take a look at our card. There it is there. So I hope you really liked that. I hope that that gave you some ideas with using the He's a Man Designer Series paper and for using to creating some of those masculine cards and, you know, grunging it up a little bit too. I love to grunge things up. I like a lot of distressing. So there you go, there's the card up close. So that turned out pretty cool. I'm glad I kind of added those stars too, because they add a little bit more of those colors, bringing in those colors a bit more, the Cajun craze and the crushed curry, and just tying everything together a little bit better. So yeah, so there you go. So thank you, Amber, so much for your original card. Thank you so much for that one. And that was a really great card to case. And so now we've got quite a few masculine cards, because I'm always running out of masculine cards. And then when I happen, because I don't use them as much, I don't send them out as much. And then when I happen to need them, I never have any. So I'm like, let's just make a whole heap of masculine cards, pop them in our stash, and then we've got them there for when we need them. So yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Dimity. Thanks, Robin. Distressing really suits it. It does, doesn't it? It really lends well to the distressing techniques with the tearing, the ink distressing, the scissor distressing with the edges. Yeah, works really well. The deckled edge dies would also go well with this as well, because they give that the look of torn edges, even though they're not torn, but they give that roughed edge as well. So if you've got the deckled edge rectangle dies, they would go well with these as well. So there you go. So let me just remind you of a couple of things. So I have got my upcoming classes with the butterfly kisses. And so that is the registration's closed tomorrow, Tuesday the 23rd of August 2022. So look out for that one. I'll be popping up the advertisement again about that one either today or tomorrow. And it is already in the events section as well. So if you want to go and find that straight away, then pop over there to the events section and check that out. In fact, let me just have a quick look. I might be able to pop up the registration link for you right now. Let me just find it. Class registration forms. Butterfly kisses. There it is. All right. Oops. Hang on a sec. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to copy the link. Copy link. That's what I want. Okay. I'm going to pop that in the comments here on Facebook, on my Facebook Live. There we go. So I'll just put in here butterfly kisses. Class in the mail. There you go. So that is in the comments right now. So you can click on that. If you're here on Facebook, you can click on that. If you're watching the replay, you'll see that there as well here on my Facebook page. And you can click on that, read all the information about the class, and then there's a link in there for the registration as well. So check that out. Actually, that is the link for the registration. What am I talking about? That is the link for the registration. So it has the information, and then if you want to register, you then just complete the registration form that's attached there. Okay, but you can just open it and have a look and see if that's something that you'd like to do. So yeah, so I hope that you enjoy that. Remember, we've only got a week and a half left of celebration. So if you would like any help with your orders, if you would like more information about joining my team and getting that amazing 20% discount, as well as currently getting the Making Plans collection with that beautiful planner, the notebooks and the stamp set, absolutely free when you join during celebration. So you've got until the 31st of August for that. So if there's anything I can help you with, or you have any questions about anything that I have spoken about today, then please feel free to get in contact with me. All my links are up in my bio, so you'll find that up in the top of the page here on Facebook and in my bio over on YouTube as well. So feel free to get in contact with me. All my links will be added to the video on YouTube as well. So all of the links, you'll be able to find them there. And yeah, and I think that's all I had to tell you for today. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed making that card, and I hope that it inspired you as well. So I look forward to seeing you all again next week. So have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you again next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.